Express Delivery Racing. This is new to me and really weird. I don't normally talk to a camera, talk to myself a lot. But yeah, so my name's Alex Buckman. I'm 19 right now. I've been around cars all my life. I ran the junior dragster things when I was starting when I was 12, finished 14, 15-ish, whatever. I bought a 1966 Ford Galaxy, it's back there in the corner right now. And yeah, the primary focus of the channel is the Galaxy, but there's plenty of projects to be seen, so that is that. This video will be a shop tour and kind of like a history of me and the cars that have been around. So I guess we'll get started with the shop tour. All right, so we'll start front to back here. This is my dad's daily driver right now, 87 Mercury Cougar. It's bone stock. It's a lot of fun to drive. You'll probably see it on here a little bit. For the most part, it's staying stock. Over here, these are one of the next upgrades for the Galaxy. I think you'll see in a minute. A set of Wuhan Warhead aluminum heads. This MSD box is going on it too. And that's the other aluminum head. That's a home ported one maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Over here on the concrete pad, it's mostly tools. It's pretty dark, so it's hard to see, but we have 351 Windsor destined for my brother's car, 351 Cleveland, and you never know what's going to happen with one of those. A lot of parts, blah, blah, blah. A lot of aluminum over there, intakes, stuff, whatnot. All right. Next up is my trusty old tractor, because why not? This is my dad's car, and the light makes it very difficult to see. That's fun. Alright, had to fix an issue with lighting, because we have 2 light bulbs and then some nuclear powered light bars that keep this place lit, and it's not very well. This is the monster that started it all. Bare right now, but 1970 Ford Fairlane. Right now we just have some parts mock up. It's a Boss 302 intake. I'm definitely not using that, but I believe it's that intake there and the turbo back here. It's not much right now, but single turbo small block Ford. Fairly fresh cage. Bare interior. Right now the fuel system is coming together on this car. There's quite a few more cylinder heads. I think we have those just about everywhere. Let's see. A few 460 parts over here. My 7-year-old brother has reclaimed this. And he'll probably stick it in something tiny like a Fox Body Mustang and have many, many tickets. Here are the other 2 cars. This is my brother's 1969 Mercury Cougar. You'll see this one a little bit. I don't know if he would like to be seen on this, and he doesn't like me, so he probably won't. But it's a fairly decent car. It's a rare Denver Ski Pack special car. You got the white interior with the purple tint windows. This is going to be a 351 Windsor car. And forgot to show that. It's hidden, but the top loader 4-speed there is going to go in this car too. And that's going to be his car. And yeah. Not too many 16, 17-year-old kids are building a 69 Cougar with 4-speed in it. So it's pretty unique for what it is. Really unique, actually. And then here is pretty well the main star at this point. My iPhone doesn't do the greatest for camera quality, but 1966 Ford Galaxy 4-door. Right now, rocking some center lines on the front. I have slots that are going to go back on the front of this car to match the rears back here. So the lighting is quite an issue. It's hard to see, but some slots back here. Interior is not the clearest of quality, but I've drove the car for about a year now, right at a year and a few months. It's done pretty well. It's fairly bare on the interior. This car is the reason it's express delivery racing. I showed my grandmother a picture of this car, and she had mentioned express mail, and it went from there. If Courier and Press ever sees this, I hope you don't try to copyright me. I don't see it happening, but it's today's world. You never know. This is really hard to do on an iPhone. So, I guess I'll get the hood popped up, and we'll take a look at that next. Alright, had to fix the lights once again, but for now, it's a fairly simple combo. It's an 82 deck 302 engine. It's got E6 cylinder heads, so for all the small block Ford guys, this thing don't run really at all. Obviously, a big single carburetor tunnel ram. That was a $80 Facebook Marketplace win, so really happy with that. 600 Holley vacuum secondary just for drivability right now. 1.5-ish, 1.5 long tube headers. Just bought these Mickey Thompson valve covers. I've cleaned this one up. The other one over there is really dirty. These will be going on along with the other $1 million worth of upgrades I think I'm doing this winter. eBay radiator, just because it was cheap and I was broke. Other than that, most of this, all of this, me and my dad built. And yeah, we just got it driving for about a year. Nothing crazy, but this winter, it's going to have a lot done to it. So, last cylinder is just a stock replacement, but we went through 6 of those to get the right one on it. So, not a fun lesson at all. So, yeah. This winter, the plan is to do heads, cam, converter, carburetor, front shocks, rear adjustable bars, maybe exhaust system. And that's the ones I can remember right now. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Like I said, first time I've ever done anything like this, and it's really weird for me. So, yeah. So nothing crazy for now, but let's see. No, I ain't doing that. So yeah. If you watch the first video I've put up about the buildup of this car, you can see kind of the progression of where it's come from. You can see, when I pulled it out of the barn, it was in the first iteration where it didn't have the wheels on it, the tunnel ram or anything like that, and then what it is now. So, if that's something you're interested in, I would check that out. So, that's about that on the shop tour. Like I said, the nuclear powered lights had to be moved around just about every few minutes. So, yeah, next up I'll kind of explain the history, how this car has influenced me, and probably how I came about getting this car, because I think it's a pretty cool story. Maybe y'all do, maybe y'all don't. So that's that. All right, so it's been like 2 weeks or something. It got cold quick, and honestly, I didn't feel like getting behind the camera, but here we are. So I've been around this car all my life. This has been what I grew up around, grew up with. I watched this car go for 351 Cleveland to 302, now to 351 Windsor. So, this has been the reason that I'm into old Fords. For the most part, that and my dad. Just being around this car has been, car-wise, this has always been here. So, when I was younger, I got big into reading, read everything I could about Fords. Carcraft, Hot Rod magazines, read a lot about Ford in the 60s. Le Mans, IndyCar, drag racing, NASCAR, a little bit of everything. I know a good bit about it. But, so that's how I got into the old Fords as it is. And yeah, so what else was I planning on saying? I'll try not to do this too much, but this was really new. So yeah, that's about that. With the Galaxy, I've always been into the bigger cars. This isn't a huge car, but it's, you know, the intermediate size, bigger than the Mustangs at least. But I've always liked the big Fords, and originally it was supposed to be a 64 Galaxy, but if you know anything about the market, those are $1 million is what everybody thinks anyway. So I found the tank car there for $400 for a friend of ours from church, and I bought that, pulled it out of a barn, like I said earlier, and that is that. So yeah, let's see, what else was it? When I was like 12 years old, I started running junior dragsters. I'll probably throw in a video about that at the end. Yeah, I wasn't very successful with that, not gonna lie. I ran 2 different cars. The first one was the older chassis. The engine ran decent, as it was consistent for 10 minutes. Past 10 minutes, it would just fall off and all that fun stuff. The second car I drove, if it didn't break, I was usually winning. At least that's what it felt like, but it broke way too much. So, like, the only thing to add here, yeah, I'll throw in some pictures of this car, some junior stuff. Yeah, there was an 85 Thunderbird my dad had. I think it was 85, it might 86, 87, who cares. But that was pretty big. I remember riding that one a lot. I'll throw that in there too. Sorry about this being real unorganized. I didn't write the script this time, I guess. But yeah, so I'll throw in some pictures of some of the cars we've grown up around with, some juniors, and then next video I'll show what I've done so far to the Galaxy. Being new to all this, I took it all apart and I didn't get any video of it, so it's sitting right behind the camera now. So if you'd like to see it, I guess that's for the next video. So yeah, well, if you're watching and you've made it this far, thanks. It does mean a lot to me. I know I don't smile a lot, but it means a lot. So yeah, if you'd like to see anything else in the Galaxy, I'll have another video up, hopefully quickly compared to this one. So that's about it on this one.